Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020, and I want to remember some of the kids who lived in my neighborhood when I was growing up. We lived in the first suburb south of Chicago called Dalton, at 138th and Kennewaw. And, I mean, I'm from the baby boom generation, so there were a shitload of kids everywhere in my family and all around the neighborhood. And next door to us, I remember there was a family named Vanderwall, and they had two sons, I believe. One was older and one was my age. His name was Earl. And they had a daughter who was older than I, around my sister's age, and I can't remember her name. And down the block on the other side, a few houses down, were the Headlands. And one of the older sons was the same age as my older brother Pat. In fact, I think they served together in Vietnam. But they also had a younger son, my age. His name was Terry. And I remember going to one of his birthday parties as a little kid, and as he would come to mine. And then also down the block that way, but across the street, there was she was born female, but she was a boy. Her name was Skipper. She would be transgender today. She was more than a tomboy. She looked and dressed and acted like a boy. And then she was tough as nails. I remember her, and she was quite an inspiration. Then across the alley from us was Mike Fritz, who was my best friend growing up. And he had an older brother named John, who I think is still living out in Arizona somewhere. And I'm not sure if his mother is as well. Next door to them were the Andersons, and they had a ton of kids as well. I went to school with, I think, Mary Lou. I can't remember, Christine. They also had a son born with Down syndrome, or he was mentally challenged. His name was Danny, and he was teased a lot by neighborhood kids, I remember. And then on the other side of that was Matt Sudaz, and he had a sister. Can't remember her name. So anyway, those are some of the kids in my neighborhood, and I hope wherever they are, I hope they're happy, healthy, and not racist, and not homophobic. And so maybe, is that too much to wish for? Be fabulous.